What's up, Transformers family? Welcome back to another episode of George Reviews, and I am trying to push through reviews. And as I push the reviews, don't let me forget to tell you I am the 80s Transformers fan. Today on George Reviews, I'll be taking a look at Transformers the movie 1986 Studio Series Junkheap. He is a Junkticon representing the Autobot faction. He has an Autobot logo at the bottom of the box. This is the standard packaging for Hasbro's Transformers Studio figures. This guy is a member of Wreck-Gar's race, the Junkions, and from what I once read, they're half Decepticon and half Autobot. And these guys, I guess they claim the Autobot faction. But anyway, this guy is, I think, a retool of Wreck-Gar. The chest and the shoulders and the head look completely different. It may be from the waist down because I can't see from the waist down. The front of the packaging and the side of the packaging has artwork for Junkheap. He is a Voyager class figure. The back of the box has the product shot of the toy within, and nothing special. 86 on the other side, nothing special going on with this. So we are going to get Junkheap open and take a look. In that box was this instruction booklet for Junkheap, warning label for Junkheap, the Junkion Planet diorama studio prop for this figure. These things are cool, but like I say in every review, I never really keep them, but they are cool, but I just got too many to keep these things around. So let's get Junkheap off of the card. I learned my lesson from Scourge. Like when Wreck-Gar came out, I had half a mind to get a couple and customize and make my own Junkions. But when they did Scourge and they turned around and did the sweeps, even though they were like more similar than these two. But I learned to wait till these guys actually make the army instead of trying to build my own. On the back here are the wheels. And only the wheels. I don't see a handheld weapon for this guy, unless you consider the tires weapons. But this is all you come with. Alright, let's get him up on a little. I take that back. He has the same bladed weapon as Wreck-Gar. I kind of was expecting a gun, even though I've never seen one of these Junkions with a gun. But I don't know why. Alright, let's check out Junkheap. I'm going to bring him closer. Let's take a look at his face. See how much he looks like the cartoon? If my memory serves, he looks just like the guy that was always standing behind Wreck-Gar in the cartoon. I don't know about the movie. I don't remember seeing him clearly in the movie, but on a few episodes in 1986, he was standing around. But I guess it's the movie figure, so he has to be in the movie. Checking out his body, like the top portion here, for whatever reason, they didn't add two plastics. This is all a gray plastic, and this is painted brown. Then the abdomen down here is, for whatever reason, painted gray with some orange paint over it. I know it's paint because it looks kind of thick, and it's not the same as the plastic right here. And it leads to that. Like, it's mostly gray plastic, but for whatever reason, this has paint on it. Orange plastic here, gray plastic for the thighs, brown plastic for the shins, and gray plastic for the feet. Not a lot of hollowing. This guy's filled in pretty cool. Up, so as I said, back here his hands. And coming forward, his arms. His hands are brown plastic. They're pretty good. They're pretty decently molded. He has some goldish yellow paint apps on his forearms and on his shoulders. Both arms and shoulders. Big orange spikes sticking out in a few places. But the paint apps look pretty good. It's pretty good overall. Let me sit him back before we get rolling, because I want to try to get him next to the cartoon model and check that out. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty spot on. Sorry, get this guy back over here. Let's take a look at his face. He's wearing the cool man shades. Looks sort of like Elton John. He's wearing the shades. This little light blue app right here is supposed to be like the windshield for the motorcycle, the windscreen, or whatever. And the only reason I know that's what it is because I know. If you didn't know, you probably wouldn't realize what he's wearing on top of his head. His face is a sand color brown. While he's wearing the orange sunglasses, orange stripe right here. It's painted fair enough. So let's arm him up real quick. Where does all this stuff go? All right, we got that one on the leg. And okay, took a peek at the box, and he sports these on both of his legs. So he is further differentiated from Wreck-Gar. He looks pretty cool with this stuff on him or whatever. Let's get this axe in his hand. Does it go in or out? I don't know. And oh, he's not holding it too well. Let's see if I can push it down a little further. Yeah, there we go. He's holding the bladed weapon. I always call it the axe. Is it an axe? I don't know. So anyway, no insignias or logos on this guy, even though they're recognized, I guess, as Autobots, like I said. So let's run down Junkheap's articulation. Before I start, like, these little horns on his head are supposed to be the handlebars. Like, they're like faux handlebars. Like, he's supposed to transform. Like, again, this is supposed to be, this section here is supposed to be part of his head, but it doesn't actually do it, which is clever that they did it anyway. But anyway, you get it. His head probably would 360. His waist feels really loose, except for this little handlebar piece that's hitting on the windshield. But that's a lot of movement out of that. He can look up that far, which is great. Look down, not really. No rocker, no side to side or whatever, but I guess that's fair enough. Coming to his arm, there's like a little peg system in there. His arm 360. His arm up this high, which is good. Bicep swivel, elbow bend. Oh, I got it the wrong way. I guess it goes either way. Elbow bend this far. And his wrist actually swivels and will eventually fold away for transformation right there. Coming to his waist, we got a full 360. And again, it's a little looser, more loose than I would like. And I'm making it worse. His legs to the front this far, to the back this far. And this is with the wheels on it, so that's cool. A little bit of hollowing system in there, but it's alright. Out to the side, let's get these skirts up, these little gas tank saddlebags or whatever they are, come up. And get his legs up this far. They would come up farther, but I put the wheels on there. So, bam, much further. To the front, to the back, to the back, to the back, to the back. Just like that. Thigh cut, knee hinge, and that's so obvious. You can see like the little ratchets in there, but it doesn't really ratchet. It just moves normal. But you can see them built in. And his foot, front and back. And will it rock? Yeah, it actually rocks. It separates on the actual foot, which is kind of cool. It's really concealed in it. But without dragging it out, I'm going to bring out Wreck-Gar and bam, take a look at these guys side by side and see the differences. Obviously, they're built on the same body, basic body. Like from the waist down, these guys are the same. Nope. The toes are different. The toes are actually different, but the waist, the saddlebags on the side right here are different. The waist area, these little saddlebags on the side are the same. The thighs are the same. And the legs till you get down to the feet. And this little cover right here is different. And I wonder why they took the time to do that. I guess that's cool. I wonder why they actually did that one little small part. But the biggest difference we get is in the chest area. He has a totally different built chest. Down here, the abdominal area is the same, just painted different, and the shoulder areas are the same. The motorcycle hanging out on their back is the same. I can see that without even spinning it around. But with the paint apps, it looks different enough. This one actually looks bigger and wider. I wonder if it is. It looks bigger. It's probably the exact same. But whatever, the paint app is just drawing my eye. And of course, these little forearm things are new for this guy. Let's get the size up and run down out of the way early. Here is Junkheap next to my Studio Series Deluxe class figures that landed on the planet of Junk. Blur, Cup, RC, Hot Rod, Perceptor, Wheelie, and Daniel. Alright, we get Junkheap transformed. I remember the transformation from Wreck-Gar, but I also remember having issues. You know what? I don't think I showed the weapon stores right here on this back. Right there, bam. Just so you know. But yeah, I always, the head part, okay. I did it by accident a little bit. Let's fold the hands away. Oh, this one rotated around. Fold the hands away like that. Unhinge the seat or butt. Then we're going to unhinge the chest, and we're going to pull up the front of the real actual motorcycle. Windshield extends out like this. Unhinge all of this. You kind of got to get this in here just right, which I never do on Wreck-Gar. Send just right. Fold this part in. Kind of line this up. Get that head away in there. Like that. Then we bring the arms around underneath. And on this side as well, the spikes go towards the engine and towards the back. And again, like on Wreck-Gar, I have trouble with this every freaking time. Rotate these two parts in because it's where the tire goes. Speaking of tire, get the tire out here and get it in here now. So maybe I struggle a little bit less. We're going to rotate these panels back, the little armor things back out of the way. Tire coming off. Boom. And now the front tires, or arms or legs, whatever, the front arms have a peg right here and a port right there. And if I'm not losing the alignment, lock into there. It's all popped out on me. Let's move the tire. And we got to get it to peg in right there. Still messing it up. Because I found that it doesn't hold together until you get it. Oh, I got to snap right there. And peg it in right there. Now I got to try to squeeze the tire in and dislodge everything. Alright, so yeah, you never want to take my transformations literally. Okay, straighten out the seat part. Like that. And then we're going to bring his legs up. This is where it gets really simple. There are tabs and ports on his foot right here. Tab right there, and we just line that up right here, and come over here, do the same thing. The little port and the tab under here. Line that up, and then these fender or guards right here, armor. There is, of course, tab and a port, and it goes right there. And on this side, same thing. I knocked it out. Right there. Oh, I gotta mess it all up to squeeze the tire in. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Then there's always, okay, the seat has to be straight. Then there's always this gap. It's like that for Wreck-Gar too. It could be my transformation or whatever, but I always get this darn gap. On the box art, I think they just kind of film it cleverly like this. And it doesn't seem like a big enough gap because it's not turned all the way sideways. I think this is the actual transformation, you guys. I'm going to try to get him down. He's not going to roll because I'm on glass. Made me out of light. Rolls a little bit. Yeah, I think he actually, not the paint job, but the little style, the little plating right here looks better than Wreck-Gar. That looks pretty cool. Let's get Wreck-Gar out here. Check him out. Damn, side by side. You know what? Wait, this thing has kickstands. This might help. Comparison mode. Boom. Boom. Doing this review, I done cracked both my thumbnails pulling tabs out. But check these guys out. They are the same, of course, but they look, the paint job and this little thing does a world of difference. It has a silver paint right here on Wreck-Gar that makes it pop, and a little flame job right there. Again, they are the same, but they look different. Than the handlebars articulate, have up or down, however you want it to go. And it's like, that kind of was a waste because I don't think they move in robot mode where they have to be pushed out of the way. So I mean, it's cool that it's in there, but it's kind of a waste. Molding detail on the gas tank. Got the molding detail on saddlebags right there. Only thing that lacks luster in this mode is the seat. The seat's kind of crap, and then like if you move it too far, it'll sag down and kind of hinder this wheel from rolling. But it rolls great, looks great. I hope they do a female and we could just dare to be stupid all day. A couple more comparisons while in this vehicle mode. Here is next to Siege Voyager class Springer, Delicate Warrior G1 RC, and Leader class Grimlock. Last but not least, yay! And one more thing before we get out of this mode, you know I had to put Wreck-Gar up here and see if he can ride him, and he can. Kind of looks like a mini bike, but he can still ride him, feet off the ground and everything. Honestly and truly, this is Junkheap's sole purpose, the fact that you could get Wreck-Gar on this guy and ride him. I mean, his feet are off the ground, he's on the motorcycle completely, and dare to be stupid. Do run, run. Alright, Transformers family, we've come to the part where I wind it down and say goodbye. But before I get out of here, I want to tell you that I really enjoyed this toy. I'm so happy that Wreck-Gar can actually ride it. And I've never thought about army building Transformers Autobots until the Junkions. I would love to see more of these guys. There were so many of them, and with different distinct names. They named a lot of these guys. I try to pop a few on the screen, but I would love it if they could do the guy with the tire directly in the center of his chest. And I would love to get Wreck-Gar's wife. That would be so cool. Maybe they could retool Chromia or the motorcycle RC from a few Transformers series back, I think Transformers Generations, and throw some like Junkion parts on her, give her a Junkion head. I would love that. I can't think of her name. Normally I know these things, but I can't think of her name. But I would love to get her. Love this guy. Love the fact that Wreck-Gar can ride him. I didn't think I was going to like this figure that much, but I do. And he's actually a better or more fun army builder than building the sweeps, because the sweeps were just a slightly different color. And they didn't even have to do that to make those guys the sweeps separate from Scourge. But this guy has some retool parts like the chest and the shoulders and the head, which was really cool. Then the placement of the wheels being down on his legs, not on his arms, and the armor plating on his arms was pretty damn cool, pretty damn clever of Hasbro. But you know, I'm not gonna ramble on. That's all I got. I want to thank everybody for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews, every toy has a story, and I recommend you pick this guy up because he's fun.